second interview of the night. Welcome,
Hello.
So, Connor, you're one of our long-standing players now. You've been here quite a long time. So I want to know, you've played at several clubs around the Midlands. So where did football start out for you?
Football started out for me, from, like I say, as soon as you can walk, kicking the ball around and that. And I was just playing for my local team in Coventry, so Coventry Sphinx. Used to play, every Saturday, and then every Sunday league football that was, and then at school I played, and ended up playing for a school team, Warwickshire. I used to play football every day of the week, Power League, you name it. I was playing football somewhere. Probably why I can run around so much now, because that's all I used to do. But and then I went to the Nuneaton as well, so I used to play for the Coventry Sphinx on a Saturday, and then the Nuneaton Town on a Sunday. So that was before I got scouted.
Okay, what happened after the scouting then?
I think I was under 16, so I didn't go into full-time football till a late age, and it was towards the end of the under 16 season. But I was captain for both my sides at Saturday and the Sunday, and top goal scorer, because I used to play up front. I know I play a bit of everywhere now, but top goal scorer in both my teams, and in the leagues I think as well that I was playing, and we also won. I think we won the Midland Junior Premier League or something, and my Sunday league team. That's how I got scouted, and we won the cups, and we won the Birmingham Senior Cup for the under 16s as well. And I went to Villa on trial, and luckily after I only played I think 2 games on trial, I scored 4 goals, and I signed within a week. I signed a scholarship. So
good success with the Villa then?
Yeah, good success. Yeah.
So what happened when you went off to Walsall then?
Obviously I did my pro at Villa, and unfortunately things didn't work out. Sometimes it happens. They're looking for Premiership standard players, and I was small at the time as well. I've grown a little bit now, but I probably wasn't up to standards. You have to hold your hands up sometimes. So, and then I went to Walsall. I went on trial, and I did well on trial. And Dean Smith was there at the time, and I signed there. Yeah.
Okay, so you came to us in 2014, along with James Belshaw and John Adams in the summer, and they've both since moved on. So what keeps you coming back down here to Tamworth?
I don't know, since I've been on loan here really. When I was at St Mirren, I came on loan here for a couple of months, and knowing Dale Balford and Buster and everyone, just back room, and it's just familiar, it's comfortable. I enjoy being here, so it was a no-brainer to come back really and play, and I still do enjoy it.
Okay, so aspirations to stay on?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know what's happening with, at the end of the season with players' contracts and managers, and who knows. I want mine to get the job, but it's just my job to do what I can do on a Saturday, week in, week out.
Okay, brilliant. So you recently got to 150 appearances for the club. Congratulations. Great achievement. So a bit of a rarity for non-league football. Not often players stick around for that long. So how was that for you? How did you feel about that?
Yeah, it's a great achievement. To play. This is a good level of football for foremost. To play 150 games. I'm proud of that, and to play it for one club is at this level now, and especially in non-league, with the high turnover of players, it's very rare. There's not much loyalty in the game at any level now. So especially this level, it's a bit of an honour really to do it here.
Yeah, you've certainly shown that loyalty to us down here. That's great. So for you, do you have any pre-match rituals or superstitions that you go through before a different game?
No, not really. I'm not a big. I always find to be superstitious. It's a negative thing. So I'm trying, never blank all that sort of stuff out. I think if people have superstitions, if they forget to do it, it's prying on them, and it's about your mental state really, and making sure you're fully focused. Like, as I said, getting a good night's sleep and making sure you eat well the day before. That's the main thing to me, preparation.
Okay, so talking about preparation away from football then, what occupies your time away from Tamworth FC?
I'm a pretty busy guy, to be honest with you. I've got a big family. I've got 2 younger brothers, 10 and 13. I've got a twin brother. Someone who's always playing football somewhere as well. So either watching football, social life with my friends, I'm working, studying. There's not really a lot of spare time.
Okay, you mentioned work and study, so what's that involved with?
At the moment, I graduated in the summer, but I'm currently working at a leisure centre, not really what I want to do. Hoping to study again and study medicine, or go into work in theatres at the moment. That's what my plan is.
Interesting, completely different away from football then?
Yeah, completely different. You know, luckily I was quite gifted at school, so it's something that I've been able to fall back on.
Brilliant, that's great. And finally, last question from me. If you were stranded on a desert island with 3 of your current teammates, who would you want to be with you and why?
I've had a little think about this one. I think 3 have got to go for Jonah, because he's big and scary, and if there's anyone else out there, he was scaring away from me. He's a big battering ram. I think then I've got to go for Burnsy, just because, like you say, his work rate, his teamwork, he'd be running around collecting everything for me. If I tell him to do something, or give me some food or something, and he'd be off doing it. And then I'd have to take Callum Powell, just because he cracks me up and makes me laugh all the time. And if I'm stranded, I'm going to need someone to laugh at, so yeah.
Good choices, good choices. Like it. That's brilliant. So anybody got any questions for Connor they'd like to ask?
I've got a question, I don't know whether you're about to answer it. There's been a lot of talk at the club over the last few months about this 5-year plan. 2 questions really. How much were the players involved in forming the plan? And if, as a player, do you think a 5-year plan for you at Tamworth Football Club, does it fit in? Are you going to have players who are going to be part of that plan for 5 years? It's a long time to stay at a club.
I think at a club at this level, you know, with the turnover of players, I think it's very rare that you're going to have a player that's going to be there for the whole 5 years. You may have 1 or 2, you know, and maybe that's what the manager sees, but I think, I know if he's going to get, you know, go to the leagues, I'm sure there's going to be more players brought in all the time. And as far as the 5-year plan goes, you know, we're not really involved that much as in what the plan is. We know what the plan is for our season or the next couple, maybe not as far as 5 years, you know. But we know that the plan here is, everyone's sure about, I certainly know, I'm sure everyone else in the change room knows that the plan is to get back up into league above one way or another, either that's automatic or playoffs. That's our main goal. So I think as a player, that's what I focus on, just doing that. You know, I still haven't done it yet, but you know, I'm still striving for that, to do it, yeah.
Any more questions for Connor?
What's the goal for you? Obviously you said you're keen to stay. If you do get offered the number 1, again, how many appearances you wanted to make? All of them?
Yeah, I want to play every game, you know, and every footballer should want to play every game. You know, it was disappointing not to start on Tuesday against Salford, so you know, I go away and work hard. I think, what can I do better? You know, here I'm used sometimes a little bit as a utility player. You know, down the left or the right or front or centre mid. Sometimes that can be my biggest hindrance, because you know, you have players come in and they've nailed that position down, so I'm then having to fight against players that have only got one position, whereas I can possibly play 4 or 5 at this team. So yeah, it's quite difficult, but somehow I always, you know, find a way to wriggle my way in.
But as far as this season's gone, I can speak a lot on behalf of a lot of fans, especially over the past games that we've watched you play. In our opinion, well, in my opinion, I think you should be one of the first people off the contract this season, coming on to next season, because the fight and the desire that you just put in.
Yeah, I'll always do that. You know, there's probably things that I don't bring to the team. You know, I'm not sure. You know,
that's all everyone wants. You just fight.
That's what I mean. That, for me, that should be a given by any player. You know, that's your building block. You know, if you've got 11 players that do that, then you should be able to build on top of that. So you're right, yeah.
Connor, where would you like to improve as a player?
As a player, I think my end quality definitely needs to improve. That's my main thing. You know, whether that's if I'm playing out wide and it's, you know, delivering crosses into the box, or if it's through on goal and, you know, tucking it away nicely. Definitely my end product. Definitely that's the main thing I'd like to improve. You know, I'll always work hard. I'll always run around. You know, my passing is okay. You know, and my work rate. I've tried to get a lot stronger. I think some of you remember I was very, very thin and small when I first came here, so I put a bit of size on, which has helped. So yes, just to keep improving. Yeah.
How do you feel that you can do that? I mean, it's all well and good saying it. We see so many players in the same scenario. It's in that instantaneous, that moment where you've got to make a decision of what pass to play. And how
I think
do you
a lot
improve
of that comes with, obviously full-time helps because you're doing it every single day, it's built in. And obviously you don't get to do that here, so you've got to do as much as you can in your spare time. And also it's mental state and confidence as well, so it's about making sure you prepare right, you're in the right state of mind to go and make them decisions at the right time, the right ones, and having a manager or coaches that believe in you and get the best out of you will help do that.
Okay, round of applause for Connor. Thank you.